All right, guys. The next thing that we're going to focus on is the slope-intercept form. And the slope-intercept form for an equation in two variables is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b at the point 0b is the y-intercept. Going back to the first video of this section, the y-intercept is the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. If there is no value for b, the y-intercept is 0. So if b is not present, b equals 0. For the first line, identify the slope of the line, the y-intercept, and then graph. The line says y equals to 3x, but there's no value being added or subtracted from the 3x. There's no b present, so we're going to assume that the y-intercept is 0. So the slope of the line is 3. The y-intercept is 0 at the point 0, 0. 0 is already the x value. The b in this case is also 0. And when it comes to the slope, 3 over 1 as a fraction, which then can be analyzed as 3 up and then 1 to the right. Let's graph this line. Let's plot the y-intercept first, which is the point 0, 0 at the origin. And remember, we need 2 points. So taking what we did from the last question, let's work our slope. Our slope says to move 3 up and 1 to the right. So let's move 3 points up and 1 over to the right. And this is the point right here of 1, 3. We have our 2 points. Let's sketch the graph to the best of our abilities, of course. That's decent enough in my opinion. Y equals 3x. All right, 4b, same thing. Well, let's first make sure you understand 4a. Let's write this x better. That's an x. 4b, y equals to negative x plus 3. We can write that as y equals to negative 1x plus 3, because negative x just means negative 1x. The slope is negative 1. The y-intercept is positive 3 at the point of 0, 3. The slope is negative. We can write this negative 1 for our slope as negative 1 over positive 1. So negative 1 over positive 1. Because the rise is negative, that means we're going to go down 1. And because our denominator, our run, is positive, we're going to go to the right 1. We can now sketch this line. Let's plot the y-intercept on the graph first, which is 0, 3. The slope of the line is negative 1. So that means we're going to move down 1 and then 1 over to the right. And when we do that, this point right here will be 1, comma 2. Let's sketch the line. And there we go. Y equals negative x plus 3. Letter C. And hopefully you guys understand this. Why do I keep writing my x's like this? This is so crazy. Letter C is different from letter A and letter B, because as you can see, for letter A and for letter B, y is already solved for. In this case, y is not solved for. We have the equation 2x minus 3y equals to 9. And we want to find the slope and the y-intercept. For us to do that, we need to have y by itself on one side of the equal sign. So let's solve for y. Let's first rewrite the equation. 2x minus 3y equals to 9. The first thing that we need to do is move this 2x to the other side. So for us to do that, we're going to subtract both sides by 2x. The two x's simplify each other out. We're left with negative 3y. Negative 3y is going to equal to, place the negative 2x first, negative 2x plus 9. To get y by itself, we must remove the negative 3 that's being multiplied to it. The opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is to divide both sides. Divide everything by negative 3. So we're going to divide negative 3 to every term in our equation. In our function, rather. The negative 3 simplify each other out, leaving us with y. 2 divided by 3. We can't really simplify that. However, a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. So this will be positive 2/3 x. Positive 9 divided by negative 3, that is negative 3. The slope of this line is 2/3. The y-intercept of this line is the coordinate of 0, negative 3. Or rather, it's negative 3 at 0, negative 3. Interpreting the slope, the numerator is positive, so that means up to. Our denominator is also positive, which means 3 to the right. And now we can sketch this equation with the necessary tools. Y-intercept is negative 3. So we'll place it right here. 0, negative 3. And then let's work our slope. 2 up, 3 to the right. 2 up here. Let's get rid of that blue mark there. 3 to the right. And this is the coordinate of 3, negative 1. And now we can sketch our equation. And there we go. This is the line of y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Or we can say that this is the line of 2x minus 3y equals to 9. Or an alternative way is 2x minus 3y minus 9 equals to 0. That is it for this video. And this is how you graph the equation of a line using the slope-intercept method. 10-minute video. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully you understand the algebra behind letter C. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.